Hello, Internet! I am recording this post-concert because for some reason we had a lot of very bizarre technical difficulties. So, welcome to the after recital! If you were there, thank you for coming. Thank you so much. I hope you appreciated my extremely awkward commentary, but you made it worthwhile. Anyway, I am going to be playing my same set list with some anecdotes in between. I got my green shirt on for St. Patrick's Day, make art, and that's what I'm doing. To start off, this is my lovely harp. Its name is cello, even though it is a harp. And it is so named cello because I brought my harp to therapy twice, and my therapist accidentally called it a cello instead of harp twice. So I just named it cello. I was at the time searching for a cool, meaningful name. And that clearly did not work out. I was like, I don't want to name it something goofy, but goofy it was. So thank you, April. Its middle name, because my harp has a middle name, is Camping Equipment. My harp's full name is Cello Camping Equipment Douglas. So called because one time I brought it to work, and Linda and Sue, two of my lovely assistant co-workers, mistook it for a tent. So I actually took it out. I'm like, this isn't a tent. And they were like, what? A harp? So this is my harp. It is a Lewis Creek Nightingale harp. It's made of cherry wood. And it has 27 strings. We go from a C down here up to an A up here. The ones all the way up here I don't play a ton because they're super, super tiny. Yeah, but I mean, they're useful for a glissando. But that's about, I don't use these ones too much. Anyway, there are two main types of harps. One is a pedal harp, which is probably the one, if you think of a harp, that you're most familiar with, which is the kind they play in an orchestra. It usually has a big column. It's very large, although they can be smaller, and has a lot more strings than this. I think they have like 42 strings, I want to say. I don't actually know. 42. And you control each string's pitch by a set of pedals on the floor, much like a piano. There are 7 pedals for each of the 7 notes in an octave, and they can move the pitch up or down a half step. This is not that kind. This is a lever harp, which is the older style of harp and is more popular or common for folk music and Celtic music and traditional music. So when I got a harp, I was really interested in getting this kind of harp. One, because it's portable. I have what's called a lap harp, which means that it's sitting on my little piano bench right now. It's not too big, but it's still pretty big. As opposed to a floor harp, which would sit on the floor and you'd lean it back on your shoulder. These ones have little levers on each of the strings, and by moving them up or down, I can control where the string's pitch is by a half note. Harps are typically tuned in E flat because that gives you the most variety for what you can play. All of the pieces that I will be playing tonight are in C or A minor, which is the relative minor, except for Danny Boy. That's the only one. All the other ones are in C or A minor, as the case may be. So I have 7 pieces. Unfortunately, all of the banter from the original event is not possible to duplicate, but I hope that you will enjoy my very short performance. And if you have any questions or comments, you can always leave them below, and I will do my best to get back to you. All right? I'm going to start off with a song called Minor Tune, and this is the first song I learned how to play on the harp. I messed up. But that's okay, because I'm a beginner and I set standards low. So I'm just gonna start over. I would just like to say that I did not mess up when I played this live, so maybe the nerves were good for something. This next piece I will be playing is called Cutting Bracken, and although it is not an Irish piece, it is in fact a Scottish piece. Now you know. My next piece is called Song of the Chanter. And this is, it's not like the hardest song, but it has my favorite little finger swoopy in it. And you'll see what I mean if I get it right, because it's like do 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 do, and it's just it feels very Celtic, because it is. But yeah, it's my favorite part. Fun fact, but it is kind of hard. But yeah, it's like, you know what? I'll just wait and you'll just see how it goes. All right. But yeah, it's like do 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 do. You'll see. the do ioners, right? It's like, that's hard. It's kind of hard. But it's probably my favorite part. Maybe in the whole show. I like it. All right. The next piece I will be playing is Scarborough Fair, which some of you may recognize. And originally I was going to try to duet this with my mom, who was going to play guitar, and then there were not really enough hours in the day to practice that sufficiently. Let it be known for the record that she was on point. It was just hard for me to practice. And I wasn't confident that I could do it in time with the guitar. So we figured maybe it was just best if I played by myself. But in the future, I'm gonna find my sheet music for this. Alrighty. This next one, some of you may also recognize because it's by Elvis. How fabulous is that? And you may not think that there are many Elvis songs that lend themselves well to harp, and you know, you may be correct because, spoiler alert, I will not be playing Hound Dog. Much fun as that would be. But I will be playing Can't Help Falling in Love with You, which I would like to dedicate to the lovely Jonathan. Which brings us to our penultimate song, which is Oh Danny Boy. As I'm sure most of you are aware, Danny Boy is kind of a sad song, but it is the quintessential, like, Irish song. So of course I have it. I will say that this particular arrangement is a little bit awkward. Not that the arrangement is awkward, but my portrayal of the arrangement is slightly awkward. This is originally meant to be a hands together piece, which so far I have been doing. However, this is probably one of the most difficult pieces that I've ever attempted. Like I said, I'm a beginning student. I've only been playing for about a year and a half, and I would say that I've only really been seriously playing since November, because I started playing and then I had a hand injury and then I started playing again, and then COVID and the DAT and applying to dental school, which I got in, by the way. I'm going to Tufts, isn't that great? I was just absent for a really long time, but I have been playing steadily since November, and I meet with my teacher every week, and she's great. But yeah, I feel like I've made a lot of actual like really strong progress since November, which is awesome. However, this song was really difficult for me because the right hand and the left hand are playing very different rhythms, and while I can play both of them independently, I'm still practicing playing them together. I can do it, but it's just really slow and halting, and I mess up a lot. So I wasn't really sure I wanted to do that for my recital. Though I'm sure you have all been extremely well schooled in how I am a beginner and to have low standards. but yeah. I figured what I would do is I'm gonna play the right hand just so you can hear it, and then I'm gonna play the left hand, but I'm going to sing the melody. Now, I'm a mezzo-soprano, so it's pretty difficult for me to hit the E. So if I sound croaky, too bad. But you'll be able to hear a little bit of what it sounds like, and you'll be able to hear both sides of it. And hopefully for my next recital, whenever that is, I'll be able to play hands together. All right. And so this one is not in C/A minor, so I'm gonna put some of the other levers up. All right. Oh, Danny Boy. So that's the right hand. And I'm going to sing that and play the left hand, which is quite a bit different. Fun fact, like the piano and like many two-handed instruments, the harp, the right hand plays the higher register and the left hand plays the lower bass register. And depending on where your harp is tuned, that can mean a lot of things, but for me, again, this is a 27-string harp. That typically means that my left hand is playing in bass clef, which has been a struggle for me to learn, but I'm doing a great job. I am learning, and I am actually reading it, so go me. But it's just really interesting because, again, I sing mezzo-soprano, so I have always grown up singing in G or treble clef. And the left hand for this plays in bass clef or F clef, and I'm sure all the pianists in the group are going to be like, get over yourself, girl. We've been doing this for years and years and years, and that may be true. But it's really hard for me going from just singing one line, my entire life to trying to read 2 lines of music in 2 different classes at the same time. But I'm managing. So here is the awkward rendition of Danny Boy, and I hope you enjoy it. Oh, Danny Boy, the pipes are calling from glen to glen and down the mountainside. The summer's gone and all the roses falling. It's you must go and I must bide. But come ye back when summer's in the meadow, or when the valley's hushed and white with snow, and I'll be here in sunshine or in shadow. Oh, Danny Boy, I love you so. And that is Oh, Danny Boy. All right. My last piece for you this evening is going to be called Sally Gardens, or Down by the Sally Gardens. It is an Irish piece, and I had never heard it before, but it's super pretty. And the only reason I put it last is because I didn't want to end on my self-consciousness of singing Danny Boy. I like this because it sounds like a real song, which is not to say that the others aren't. But this is an Irish traditional piece, and it while it does also have lyrics, this particular version is an instrumental piece. So maybe in the future. Sally Gardens. Actually, never mind. I want to put my F levers down. Earlier, when I was doing this for an audience, I was about to start playing. My mom was like, "Are your levers in the correct position?" And I just looked at it and I'm like, "No, Mom, they are not." Thank you. Yeah, so, all right. Now, Sally Gardens. that is my little harp recital. Thank you so much for watching. And again, if you have any questions or comments or, you know, adoring praise, you may heap upon me. You can put that in the comments. No need to subscribe because that's not a thing. Everyone's like, click the link below. Like, there's nothing down here. There's just, there's nothing. All right. But yeah, happy St. Patrick's Day. And I hope to see you whenever my next recital is. I have no idea when that will be because this is pretty much all of my music that I know. And I need to learn more stuff before I have another concert. But I will let you know. Thank you so much for your love and support. It was really nice seeing everyone who came out, whether on the Zoom or in the chat. It was really, really sweet. And I really appreciate it in quarantine. So happy St. Patrick's Day and be well.